All right, y'all. Here it is, just a little motivation, man. What's love? Do you love yourself? Do you love your family? Yeah, Clarence, I love them. Really? How? How can we see that you love your family? How can we see that you love yourself? If you continuously put yourself in situations where bad things are going to happen, how can you say you love yourself? How can you say you love your family? Well, Clarence, I do love my family. I do love my people. I know you probably do in your own understanding. But sometimes we'll let our desires, right? Our desires and our, we call that our addictions and our not right desires guide us. Even though we got some love, but we let our desires guide us. Because we got to fulfill these desires. Why? Because the demons in us want us to have this constant chaos of the brain. That's what they feed off, that electrical energy of that chaos in the brain. When the brain is moving like it's supposed to, there ain't a lot of chaos. There ain't a lot of flux in electrical energy in the brain because you don't need that. It's running smooth like it's supposed to run. But the demons, Clarence, I don't believe in no demons. I know you don't. I know you don't believe in demons. But look at your life. Look at where you at. I'm doing fine. Are you? And if you're doing so much fine, could you be doing a lot better? Is your family worth it? Are you worth it? See, we don't know what love is. We don't really know what love is. To most of us, love is just like Charleston, right? Like Charleston White said. Love ain't about how much you can give. Love is about how much you can take, right? But love is about how much you can give and take. It's about how much you can give and take. It's not a bunch. It's not. And love is about empathy for other people. Do you have the empathy for other people? If I love you, why would I put you through so much torment? Why would I torment you if I love you? He didn't say that part, did he? How can I say I love somebody and then torment them? How can I say I love you and I'm willing to torment you? The act of torment is not, you don't torment somebody you love. Torment is for your enemies. Torment is for someone that has to learn the hard way. They can't learn, or they're unteachable. And you don't want to put them to death immediately. That's what torment is for. It's not for someone who you love. I love my mama, but I sent her. I was at the youth authority. I had her come pick me up, and I'm mad at I am the one that got myself in prison, but I'm mad at my mama because she won't come visit me. Your mama got a job. She got other kids to take care of. She can't drop the whole boat, sink the whole boat for one kid that just won't listen. But see, that's what we get. This is why I say, man, you need the manhood pack. You need the manhood pack, man, because you're not learning how to love. You think loving somebody as a man is paying their bills or giving them some sex. That ain't love. Anybody could give somebody sex. Anybody could. Love is what you can do for them. When you love somebody, you're willing to help them carry some of their burdens. We all got burdens in this life. But when you love somebody, man, you see somebody and you fall in love with them, they have burden. You see them carrying burdens. Your love for you, your love for them motivates you to want to help them with their burdens. I see my mama struggling to pay this rent every month. I'm going to go out and get a job and help my mama. That's what we used to do as black people. We done gotten so filthy and low down, man, we don't even help our parents anymore. We done got so filthy and low down. Clay, how you talking about we the black man, we God? Yeah. You're not the God, but you a God. But look at you. Look how you acting. You acting like God? Can you really go through the black community and say, there's a God, there's a God, there's a God, there's a God? Can you really do that? Or there's a God-like person, or there's a God-like person. No. We a bunch of fakes. We're a bunch of frauds. We put all our emphasis on pretending, right? Because we want to show another Negro that we are something that we don't even believe we are. Right? Here you are, man. You got access to God's teaching. Just a starter. Just a start. The Bible, Quran, Torah. That's starter. That's beginner. Those are beginner books for God. That's beginner. Clarence, you mean there's more words out there? Of course there's more God words out there. But just like light has a visible spectrum and then an invisible spectrum. Some of God's teaching, man, is you got to go through the visible spectrum to get to the invisible spectrum. Why? Because it's not spoken and written down. You have to be at a certain vibration to pick it up. But you got to go through the basic training, the boot camp, basic training, the Bible, Quran, all of these other books that have God's words in them. You got to go through the basic training just to get your mind ready to vibrate at the rate where you can accept the unseen teachings that's around you. You know, I don't know, man. Yeah, I don't know if you're hearing me, man, but we have to connect with God's vibration as best as we can so we can know what real love is. Because if you look at God, that's real love. He demonstrates to us real love. He demonstrates to us real love. But what do? We follow the devil's definition of real love. Right? The devil says, if your love don't put something tangible in my hand, then you don't love me. Right? If you don't go pay $19,000, $20,000 for a ring to put on my finger and get into debt at high interest rate for years for nothing, you don't really love me. Right? That's what the devil told you. The devil said, man, if you don't have me in a luxury home and a luxury car, this man don't love you. Right? That's what we've been told. If this woman don't put up with your disrespect, violent tendencies, and assaults, she don't really love you. That's what we've been told as men, right? A woman that loves you is going to put up with all that bullshit, right? She gonna let you have a whole bunch of women. She gonna let you not pay the bills. She gonna let you go upside her head because she love you. And she's gonna sit there like it ain't happening, and she gonna appreciate the fact that you showing her massive disrespect. That's what your goddaddy Kevin Samuels was telling you, right? If you make enough money, you should be okay to do whatever, right? He talking you right into a slow death. What woman is gonna put up with you disrespecting her, and on top of that being violent with her? And you're going to be dumb enough to let somebody like that make meals for you. You got to be dumb enough to let somebody like that raise your children. How can your woman is going to put out to your children, if she's on your page, she's going to put out to your children what you putting into her. If you put into her that you the type of cat that is violent and aggressive and they should get away from, what you think she gonna put into them children? Especially when you're not there. See, we don't think as men. We don't think. We listen to people like Kevin Samuels. Rest in peace. But you listen to somebody who can't prove anything that they said. It was all conjecture. And it was all suggestion. Right? Just like the devil. Hey, you ain't gonna die when you eat this apple. Ain't nothing gonna happen to you. Ain't nothing gonna happen to him. Go on and do it. Then when everything go down, God and the devil talking, the devil said, wait, whoa. Why you mad at me? I didn't eat the apple. I just made a suggestion. I just made a suggestion to them. They're the ones that actually did it. Of course, that didn't fly with God, and it should fly with us. This society is wicked, family. This society is wicked. And today, you have to choose a side. You need to choose a side. Because the quicker you choose a side, the quicker you be able to maneuver to protect yourself. You need protection in this wicked world. Here, God has gave us protection through his words, right? Through his examples of his prophets and his men, his messengers. He showed us. Just because you get with God's program don't mean it's going to be easier. It's going to be better, but it ain't going to be easier. It's going to actually be harder. Right? The devil's program is so easy, man. All you got to do is agree to be the worst person you can be, and then you can blame this and that. You can do whatever you want to do. But when you get on God's program, man, ain't a whole lot of excuses that people want to hear. Right? That's a lot of pressure. A lot of people don't want that pressure, right? They'd rather be with the devil where there's no pressure. There ain't no pressure to be a better person. There ain't no pressure to try to lead the flock that you are over to a better location. You ain't got that pressure when you following the devil. Right? Why? Because, like I said earlier, defiance is the new religion. Defiance. Especially for our sisters. Defiance. Well, not even just the sisters. I won't even say it's for the current and modern black person. It's defiance. I know you telling me right, but the fact that you telling it to me, I'm not gonna do it. Because I'm gonna show you I'd rather send myself to hell my way than to give you the peace of mind to know that I had to listen to you. That's how a lot of our children are, man. They're in that situation. A lot of our family members, right? I'm gonna keep on doing these drugs. You keep telling me not to do it, I'm gonna do it just because I don't want you to have the happiness. I don't want you to have the happiness of knowing that I did what you told me to do. Complete defiance. Even though doing what I said would be better for you, you're going to defy it anyway, right? That's how we do with God, right? Right? Elijah Muhammad said many people don't do things because there's no consequence right away. There's no immediate consequence. So they just continue to do it. Even though God said, don't do this. Or do this in limited amounts. I know you going through something, so you got to do, but after you're not in that situation, don't do that. But our people still do it. We have learned that defiance is, especially from the 60s forward, we have learned that defiance is better than obedience. That's what we have learned as black people, unfortunately, as really all people, because this society tells us you don't have to obey God. Why should you do that? See, God got to order. Work, pleasure. Work, pleasure. Work, pleasure. Work, pleasure. That's God's order. The devil say, no. You can just have pleasure. You ain't got to work hard. You ain't got to build nothing. Right? You ain't got to pay your bills. You just pleasure. And so now people misunderstand and they think they can have pleasure at all times. Pleasure is supposed to be the other end of hard work. That's where pleasure, that's the way God set that up. Huh? When God made the man, he didn't give him the woman. Okay, here's the woman. Oh, now I'm going to give you a job. You go work that job. No. Which one did he give? Which thing did he give the man first? The woman, the pleasure, or the job, or the work? He gave him the work first. Why? Because work comes first. The pleasure is a reward for the work that you're doing. Family, but we don't realize that. God loved us and gave us everything in the proper order. We're the ones that let the devil teach us to take everything out of order. You want pleasure when you're supposed to be working, and then you don't want to do no work, and then you want pleasure, more pleasure, because now you're behind on that work, and now more work is stacking up, so that is driving you up the wall. So now you want more pleasure, and then you just string your life, you trying to have nothing but pleasure, like a video game, nothing but wins. But the reality is, like the Quran says, man only gets what he strives for. You don't get what you strive for. Anything else is just going to be a gift. But at some point, man, people ain't going to be giving you everything you want, man. You got to work for it. We got to get right. So some of y'all ain't. The reason why you having so much problems is because you trying to pleasure yourself before you do the work that needs to be done. Or you doing the work, you get halfway through it, and you let some woman come in or some man come in and try to hang on and give you pleasure at the wrong times. Pleasure is good. We're here to have pleasure. But the more pleasure you want, the more work you should be doing. Because the pleasure is supposed to be proportional to your work. Uh-oh. Pleasure is supposed to be proportional to the work that you're doing. And the work is supposed to come first. Some of y'all want something and y'all ain't willing to work for it. You just sit on your prayer rug, or you go to church every morning. I'm just going to ask God to pay this electric bill. See, because we don't understand. I'm not saying you're a bad person because you do that. I'm saying you're doing that because you don't understand You need to get back into this word, get back into God's word, so you can understand what's going on. You don't understand. Think pleasure's supposed to come just by you opening your mouth and saying, I believe. What you mean you believe? Who cares you believe? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? We only got so many days, years, minutes on this planet. We only got so much time. Part of that time, at least some of that time, you should be happy. And how do you get happiness? How you get happiness? Happiness is the fulfillment of your right desires. That is happiness. Even if you have to go around obstacles or over or through our obstacles to do that, when you get to the finish line of your right desires being obtained, that's happiness. Then the happiness is the ability to maintain that. Some of y'all got it wrong. Y'all think happiness is constant pleasure. Nothing is in constant pleasure. Nothing. That's an unrealistic expectation. A lot of our women have with our men. A lot of our men have with our women. It's an unrealistic expectation that their life is going to be always pleasurable with this person. It's not. Why? Because life happens. When you go out that front door, man, life happens. You go out that front door, you love your wife, man, and you meet somebody at work. And that person is, they got the vibration that you've been looking for, that you haven't seen even in your wife in a while. They got that kind of vibration. And you can slowly go off the line, right? Because in life, we're supposed to be on line. God put a line in front of us, man, and that's where we're supposed to be, on that line. And he put a program in case you step off that line. Here's a book. Here's another book in case you step off that line. That's how merciful he is to us. But so some of us go off the line. Next thing you know, you way over there. You sitting in a motel room saying, with somebody you barely even know, saying, what am I doing? Well, I done came this far, I might as well go through with it. Man, let me tell you something. When you doing sinning, or when you doing stuff that's not what you should be doing, you can quit anytime you want to. You can be on the downstroke. You can quit anytime you want to. You can say, what am I doing? I'm not supposed to be giving you this kind of attention. This attention is reserved for my wife or my husband. But see, we get caught up, and the devil is so good at multiplying the bad feelings that we feel about ourselves. The devil is so good at multiplying that till we can get maneuvered into. Next thing you know, you're a person that you don't even like yourself. Come on, somebody. We are supposed to move as right guided people. We are supposed to be God's people. We're supposed to be moving right. That's our natural behavior, is to do right. We have been sucked into a system, a societal way of thinking that allows for devilishment to be as it's right. Right? Things that the devil would promote for us that would cause us to have constant conflicts in our head, because we are the people of God. We're going to have these conflicts in our head. That's what these demons want. The conflicts in your head, where you always trying to fight being a hypocrite, but at the same time, do things that, you might consider fun. See, that fight going on in your head creates flux in your electrical energy of the brain, and that's what the demons want. Always got a bad feeling. You always got a conflicted feeling, and you feel like, man, am I doing right? Right? And you always subjugating yourself. But God gave us the answers, brothers and sisters. He gave us the answers. Now, you want those answers? You got to go to him. Bro, see, I thought you had those answers. I don't. I got the answers for me, based on my upbringing, based on my experiences, based on my traumas. I got the word, and I apply it to how it works for me. That how you gonna have to do it is read that word and then apply it to what's going on with you. There ain't no one size fits all. It's one God fits all. One God fits all. But you got to get in where you fit in. And you can't get in where you fit in if you don't know where you fit in. You don't even know that you can get in. Family, we are being destroyed by a lack of knowledge. Just from a lack of knowledge. We just don't know what we don't know, and that not knowing that we are able to do many works, great works. We don't know it because we feel like if we want to do something, it should be unchallenged. Nothing you do in life is going to go unchallenged. You're going to have a challenge. Oh, I'm going to go do martial arts. It's a whoa. I remember the first time I went into the dojo. I thought they was going to teach me, rising blocks. I thought they were just going to teach me that. Till they put you out there on the mat, and they say, throw a punch at that dude. Oh, okay. Boom, right? Or bow, right? You're like, wait a minute. Y'all didn't say on the flyer I was going to get hit in the jaw, right? Y'all didn't say on the flyer I was going to get hit in the mouth. You didn't say that. What happened? And then at that point you realize, okay, this is how the shit really go. This is how the shit really go. If you really want to learn, this is how it's going to have to go. You got to pay the price. That's the way it is in life. You're going to take some knocks. You're going to take some hits. But if you look at everything as a learning experience instead of a woe is me, you got to look at things as a learning experience. Why did that happen to me? And what could I have done to make it not happen like that? See? Because if you don't look at it like that, you say, well, it's the world and, everybody's against me and that man is against me, this woman is against me, all women against me, all men against me, the world is against me, and you ain't never gonna get nowhere. But if you look at it like, okay, that person did me dirty, okay, thank you for that lesson. Thank you for that lesson. I know now not to deal with you anymore. And I know now that anybody that even sounds or looks like you, I need to have my eyes wide open. See, that's how we need to look at things so we can learn. But do you love yourself enough to learn? I believe you love yourself. I believe you do. What I also believe is that you don't understand the meanings of the word love. You don't understand the meaning of the word happiness. You don't understand the meaning of these words. So therefore your definitions have been given to you by the devil society. This devilish society, man, that says, you're a good person if you got a lot of stuff. You're a good person if you got money. Now you're a good person. By that logic, Judas was a good person. Judas had money. by that logic. And Judas got it how he got it, right? Somebody had to fall. So he got it how he got it. So that can't be the measure of what a good person is just because you got money, just because you got a Maserati in the driveway, just because you got a big house. That can't be the measure of what a good person is. It can't. If that's the case, Judas was a great person. 30 pieces of silver? Yeah. Judas was papered up. But was he a good person at the time when he got that paper? No, he wasn't. Did he do good things? Did he do good works? What was the impact of Judas's where he got that paper? And what was the impact on Judas when he got that paper? When he did what he did and he realized what he did and how he got the money. What was the impact on his person? Did he feel good about himself? See, some of us out here, we get money how we get it. Okay, you get it. But do you feel good about yourself? And we want people to accept us for that. We'll accept you. The problem is you. Most of us will accept you for whatever you do. If you're doing what you're doing, we don't have no choice but to accept you. Because most of us, we can't stop you from getting money. How you going to get it? We have no choice. But if I see you are in a mind frame to be able to do that type of thing, to get money, just to get money, then I'll say to myself, this ain't the kind of person I need to be snuggled up with. Because if they could do that, what they gonna do to me? That's how I think. Whatever I see you do to somebody else, I say, okay. They just half a step from doing that to me. So maybe I need to sever the tie. Right? We got a family, we got to sever the ties between us and a wicked society. Nothing wrong with having fun. There's nothing wrong with having fun, good fun. But in having good fun, I shouldn't have to disrespect anyone. I shouldn't have to put somebody down. I shouldn't have to make another person feel bad. Some of us think fun, and our definition of fun is to always put somebody down, especially men. Why I got to put somebody? Well, women too. Well, why? Why? Because their mind is revolving around sex. What you talking about, Clarence? Because if I put you down as another man, if I put you down, what I'm trying to do is lower your position on this hierarchy, this sexual hierarchy that other women may look at and say, you know what, if it comes down to a decision of whether you're going to have sex with him or me, I want to put myself higher on the hierarchy so you look at me first and look at me in a better light, right? It's always this competitive thing. I'm not competing with nobody. If a woman want to have sex with you versus me, have at it. Have at it. I am the goddamn prize. But you just don't know, right? That's okay if you don't know that. See, somebody that see me for who I am, they're going to say, because I had it happen to me a couple times in my life. I said, hey, I heard this person talking. I said, hey. I said, wait a minute. I thought that. But everybody told me I was crazy for thinking that. You mean I'm not wrong for thinking that? Right? You say, hey. Right? You hear this person talking, you say, wait a minute. You the man I've been looking for. You the man I've been looking for. You the woman I've been looking for. Right? You hear their voice, you hear their virtues bind with your virtue, and you say, wait a minute. I know you. I don't know you personally, but I know you. I know the vibration that you have because I got that same vibration. Right? But too many of us, we listen to the sound of sex. We listen to the sound of pleasure, the screams of pleasure. And we say, oh, this person, right? Especially us as men, right? Because a woman can make a certain sound that will inebriate us, right? And it's like what they say, the songs of the siren, and it can bring you over. And on top of that, with the power of seduction, they can make you what do you call that? Draw you in with the sexual tension. I'm not saying men can't do it. Men can do it too, but it's more women that are able to do that. I think women are much more alert to that fact. Whereas men, we've been so socialized. We've been so socialized to be sexual deviants that we just can't help ourselves a lot of times. Oh, Clarence, is that an excuse? It ain't no excuse. That's why I'm promoting self-discipline and self-control by running to the God and show us how to think, and gives us a knife to cut through this stuff. Because if you don't have a way to cut through it, you're going to be consumed. How can you be in an evil world like this where constant wickedness is approaching you from every direction? Magazines, movies, internet, just the people in general. Just the people you're going to run into on the street. Most of us are demon possessed and don't even know it. How you know you demon possessed, Clarence? Look, what's your values? What do you value? Now, I'm saying most of y'all got fake values, right? You got the fake value and then you got your real value. You got the fake values that you tell people, yeah, I wouldn't do this, I wouldn't do that, I got a standard by which, you see, you got your fake standard and then you got your real standard. I would never do such and such and so and so. But then we find you at 11:30 at night out here on Hoover and 51st trying to get whatever, right? Right? I'm just saying. See, we got to be honest with ourselves. A person that cannot be honest with themselves cannot be trusted. If you can't even be honest with yourself, at some point you ain't going to be honest with me. That's why I look at people, man, I accept them for what they are. I accept them. When they show me, hey, Clarence, I'm not going to be honest. I'm only going to be honest in this situation. But if the situation gets too much pressure on it, I'm not going to be honest there. Okay. I believe you. I'm not going to try to change you or persuade you. Yeah. See, this is why I'm only trying to share with you that God can help you because he helped a fool like me. But if you don't want that information, cool. I accept you how you are. I'm not in the persuading business. I'm in the teaching business. And I'm here to teach the willing. Like Jesus said, I came to teach the willing, not the unwilling. Not the people that don't want to learn. They love this devil, just like Lot's wife. She loved the devilishment that was going on in Sodom and Gomorrah, man. And it hurt her heart when she heard the people screaming from what was going on, the destruction that was going on there. It hurt her that life, she was leaving that life. She had to turn around and look at it one more time. But unfortunately, man, hey, it was bad news for her, right? But a lot of us are like that, right? We in love with this evil society. We in love with its evil values. Pleasure is what you should be going for. Pleasure. Not results, but pleasure. And you only somebody when you can show how much pleasure you can get. Who can't get no pleasure in a wicked world like that? All you gotta have is a few dollars in your pocket. Who can't get no pleasure? That don't make you no man. What makes you a man is how much work you're willing to do to accomplish your goals and how much empathy you have for the people around you. That's what makes you a man. That's the measure of a man. I don't care if you got $10 billion in the bank. What good is that? That only benefits you and the leeches around you. And eventually, if you don't know how to treat people, man, that $10 billion ain't gonna be worth nothing. It's a $10 billion prison. You can't go outside and see what's really important. Taking a deep breath. Take it from somebody who's been there. Take it from somebody who's been there, who couldn't take a deep breath. I lived 2 or 3 years in and out of the hospital. People told me, man, you ain't gonna get no better. Here I am. I'm standing before you. I kept asking God to help me. And he did. And he did. And go look in the dictionary. You look under God's mercy. You're going to see this face there. I was dead. You thought Lazarus was dead? I was dead. I mean, dead. And I just kept asking God to help me. I don't want to be this kind of person. I don't want to be invalid. I don't want to be vegetable. I don't want to be, please help me. So what happened? God sent people to come and help me. And they helped me. They gave me information. And then I had to go put the information to work. See, but what y'all want? Y'all want to be like the Arabs, right? The Arabs have a saying, abracadabra, boom, right? Peace to the Arabs, but that's a saying that we got from the Arabs. Abracadabra. That means all your problems are solved in a split second. But is that the reality? That ain't the reality. God don't work in the split seconds, typically. Typically, there's a procedure that has to be followed for you to get what you're trying to get. Why? Because if God always snapped his fingers for you, then you ain't never gonna work. You ain't never gonna understand and believe that you can solve most of your problems. And God ain't out here making pussies. God is out here making men. If we only understand. If we only understand. You're supposed to overcome any situation that comes your way. But here's the caveat. You can't participate in the wickedness of the society. You can't have those values. If you value what they value, they'll always have the carrot in front of you. I got some more sex. I got some more pleasure. I got some more sex. Oh, you don't need to work. I got some more pleasure. Or go to work so only you get the pleasure. No, pleasure is a reward, but the ultimate thing is that your right desires was achieved. On top of that, the pleasure comes. I know I'm going off, man, but God just hit me in my soul today to have this discussion with y'all and tell y'all and show y'all, man. It is what it is. We cannot value the same things that this wicked society value and expect to be have happiness, because this society is gonna tell you you ain't happy, because they always trying to sell you the answer to your problem, right? You ain't happy, Clarence, because you driving the wrong car. You ain't happy, Clarence, because you don't live in the right neighborhood. You ain't happy, Clarence, because you ain't got a big old fancy house. Clarence, you ain't happy because you ain't got the right cologne on. Clarence, you ain't happy because you ain't got the right, woman, right? You ain't a pimp, right? Clarence, you ain't happy. You ain't happy because this group of people, distinguished people, don't like you. You got to get into that circle, right? Clarence, you ain't happy because this group of people don't like you. You got to get into that circle. I ain't got to get in no circle, man. I fellowship with whoever want to fellowship, but I'm not going to get you to like me so that I can like me. That's stupid. But that's what this wicked world tell you. So they always pitting you against yourself and telling you you're not good enough, you're not worthy enough, you're not this, you're not that. If I'm not, I'm not. What good is it going to do me to be recognized by a wicked society? Right? What good is it going to do you? I mean, I'm telling you, if the devil comes up and pats you on the back and say, boy, I love you, man. You're one of my best people. Is that good? Or would you rather God tap you on the back and say, hey, man, you one of my best people. You ain't perfect, Clarence, but I like your zeal for trying to do right. I like that. And I'll be with you, man. I'm going to try to help you do as best as I can. Which one would you rather have? For Clarence, I got millions of dollars in the bank, Clarence, but you in a prison. If you're not the right kind of person, that's just a prison. The right kind of person, them millions of dollars ain't nothing. Don't get me wrong. You can have it. That's cool. But that's not you. Them millions of dollars ain't you. They just a result of something you did. You are the person that emanates from you. You are the energy that comes out of you. And if you ain't happy, you got to be a two-way street. You got to be able to give energy and receive it from the Holy Spirit, right? Because that's what's going to keep you rolling. This wicked world ain't got nothing to keep you rolling. They just keep giving you pleasure. After a while, you get so much pleasure, you got to bump it up, right? You got to change it. And a suggestion come, hey, right? For those of our brothers that are not homosexual, the suggestion come, hey, look, why don't you try this? Come in here. Or let's do an orgy. Yeah, come on here, let's do an orgy. And the next thing you know, you're working that which is unseemly. I'm not no judge of nobody. Handle your business. Do your thing. But I'm just saying, God does play a role in our lives, man. He's the ultimate standard by which we need to be living our lives by. His virtues that he gave us so that we could live together in harmony and peace, but at the same time staying connected to him, so that when the invaders come and they bring their strange ways with them, we won't follow that shit. Like right now, we following it as a group. We following that. What's the most important thing? Money. What's the second most important thing? Sex. No, what's the most important thing for the people of God is God and his virtue and his ways. So you don't got no $1 million. You got $1 million inside of your soul because God gave you able to connect to the God, man. And that can make you happy. You don't need no big old $1 million. I mean, that's cool if you get it. Cool. I'm not saying you shouldn't want things. Go. But don't let the things be what is your main thing. Let God's mercy and wisdom be your main thing. And those things will just be added on to whatever God has given you. Do you follow what I'm saying? I don't have no big $1 million at this point, but I do have it. I got billions of dollars because my family, I have my family. I got my granddaughter. I got friends that I love very much, that I met on the internet. I got that family. I got so many genuine people that care about me. That what do I need with millions of dollars? I mean, that's cool, but I don't. Brother Clarence is a very simple brother. I'm a very simple brother. I like good people, good food, and good conversation, and I like to be around people that I care about. That's it. The only other thing I want to do is do what I feel like God has for me to do, and that's teach people that want to learn how to be better. Because my testimony is that I was one of them people that thought I knew everything until I didn't know it no more. Till I couldn't reconcile what I was doing and the way my life was going and say I was a believer or a follower or whatever. I finally had to recognize that I was a hypocrite. I finally had to accept that. And once I accepted that, I said, okay, now that I accepted it, because I kept telling myself, oh, I ain't no hypocrite. I believe, but I'm going to go do this. I believe, but I'm going to go do that. Right? But at a certain point, I had to say, no, Clarence, you a hypocrite. You a hypocrite. You the kind of person that a person that really believes in the word should stay away from. Oh, that hurt. Oh, that hurt. That hurt me. Because I always thought I was a good person. And I tried to be good, but I was really a hypocrite. I was a hypocrite. Like most of y'all. Most of y'all. So now I'm doing the work to try to unhypocrite myself. Am I perfect? No. I still got stuff to work on. So it's a lifelong work. It's a lifelong work. It's something we all got to work on. But we got to find people that think the same way and can encourage us to do it. Right? Maybe we ain't all the same, follow the same path, a faith path, but we all understand that God is the way. I don't tell nobody they should be a Muslim. I don't tell you should be a Christian. That's your decision. I don't tell you should be a Jew, atheist, agnostic, whatever. Buddhist. I don't tell you what to do. I tell you my experience, and if that makes sense to you, then we can move further. If it don't, hey, some of our people love this wicked world so much that when they hear right guidance, man, they start practicing their religion of defiance. Right? I'm not going to listen to you. I don't care. I don't care if I'm going to hell. I'm going to go to hell on my terms. I'm not here for you. I'm here for the people that want to change, that think that, hey, I should be doing better. I should be, I could be, I should be doing better. Does God really have power to help people? Yes. Well, I need to find somebody that has been through this experience and had to change their whole mindset. Like, because that looks like that's a hard job. It is, but it's possible. It can be done. I need to connect with somebody that has that information. You mean Brother Clarence? Yeah, but bro, see, here's my problem with you. What? You ain't got no Maserati. You ain't driving no Maserati. You ain't got no big fancy house. You doing this work when you shouldn't have to. Right? I don't. At this point, I don't have those things. Those things may come, but they're not going to change me. That stuff's not going to change me. Because if somebody give you a Maserati, they could take it away. If you have a big old, great big old house, somebody could take it away. I'm always leery of stuff that people can just snatch from you. Right? I got videos that I have videos that YouTube has snatched down because I was telling the truth on those videos. Right? Or videos they won't let me upload because I'm telling the truth on them. Or videos, they send me something almost every week saying, we caught this video from 2 years ago, we're not going to monetize it. Or we're not going to monetize this. Or we're not going to share it in this region. I'll be like, that's one of the reasons why I got to get on it about the partnership program. But I never wanted to be in a partnership program because I hated the way they was able to just say, poof, But I have to think about it different. I have to think about that different. I can't look at that as money to spend. I got to look at that as cake. And if I look at it as cake, then I'll be able to get into the partnership program, just stack that money to the side, and then say, okay. Because when they start pulling it, my video, because they pull my videos, right? I have videos where I mention our friends that wear the small hats, you know, our friends that have the rainbows, whatever. They'll just snatch the video down, right? They've done it to me about 5 or 6 times. No warning, no nothing, no nothing.